We're going to take a look at the making of this bumpy road shot. This was the very first shot that I thought of when I came up with the concept on this project. From the beginning, I really wanted to see a car being torture tested, going over bumps and having the ups and downs of the car perfectly move in tangent to the rise and fall of a violin. I had always thought this idea would be impossible to do without actually getting to go to a real torture test center and do exactly this concept, but that's when it hit me. I could just try it in 3D. So this is what I did. I created the road by grabbing every other vertex, moving it up, adding tessellation, and smoothing it out. I bought a plugin called Driver Master so that the car could move to the bumps in the scene and I wouldn't have to animate it going up and down. I could just keyframe the start and end point. I added grass, used materials from Polygon to texture the road, bought some guardrails, made a license plate in Photoshop, lit the shot with the dome light, and just like you'd take away light in real life with neg fill, I added a big square and applied a black material to act as a virtual neg fill to suck up that ambient light to give it more contrast. If you're not familiar with global illumination, the way it works is that if the light from the sun comes through a window, it doesn't just hit one point, it bounces the light all around a room, creating ambient light. So when you add neg fill, you either block a light pointed at you or it sucks up the ambient light bouncing off of something, which gives contrast for more appealing images. And just like that happens in real life, a 3D program simulates that exactly the same way. This was really the key to getting the shot to look much better. I also added a thin layer of fog to the scene by pressing 8, opening up the environment tab and adding vray environment fog. One of the things that I learned in this shot was the camera movement. Originally I thought that I'd just have to parent the camera to the car, but instead it looked like this. And you might ask yourself, why does this look so bad? The reason is because they moved perfectly together. In real life, the camera and the car would have independent movement. So that's what I did. Once I parented the camera, I added keyframes to move the camera back and forth so that it'd look less perfect. I also noticed that the fence in the background looks perfectly copied and pasted with each row, probably because it was copied and pasted with each row. So I re-rendered it out with variation in the fence to make it seem less CG. When you build scenes like this, it can take a lot of time. And being that this was one of the very first shots that I did, I knew that I still had about 59 seconds worth of content to go. So I thought I could save myself some time and get 2 shots out of one scene. So I added another camera locked off close to the road. I started rendering this out and it was going a few minutes a frame, but I'm pretty impatient and I don't like to wait around for renders. So I thought I could cheat it. I rendered out the entire shot once, then cropped the render so that I'd only get the car. Then in After Effects, I masked out the crop and got the shot faster. After all this was said and done, I realized that there's actually no person driving the car. I intended to render it out again, but I was lazy and just didn't. Also, you can't really tell that there isn't a person there because the rear view mirror is pretty much blocking your view to the driver. And that's how I put together this bumpy road scene. I hope you found it useful. Remember to like and subscribe if you want more, and thanks for watching.